On stanza 53, in my book, it's page 18. It says here, you are gurus, you are yidams, you are dakinis, dharma protectors. In this moment until enlightenment, we need seek no other refuge than you, etc. That one's a very, very powerful praise, a powerful supplication, and a powerful refuge formula. So when we wish to seek protection, when we wish to seek help, when we wish to seek some freedom from some problems, difficulties, the first step is to take refuge. Take refuge not as in a formal ceremony, but take refuge meaning to submit, to surrender, to actions that create happiness for ourselves and others in the future. So we will not surrender to actions that does not create happiness to ourselves in the future and others, but we surrender ourselves to all actions that bring happiness to ourselves and to others. Therefore, when we recite that verse, it's very, very powerful because we are supplicating all the high lamas, all the high teachers, all the high gurus that exist from the time Buddha appeared up till now in every country, in every region who are qualified. Then we solicit every single Buddha that exists because there isn't just one historical Buddha such as Shakyamuni. There are many, 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 many Buddhas that exist. Many, many Buddhas. And the third thing is we supplicate all the yidams. Every single yidam, all yidams that exist, that are the higher manifestations or tantric deities, that when we meditate upon, we gain tantric attainments or we gain highly realized attainments. Then we also supplicate all of the dakinis and dharma protectors. Dakinis refer to spiritual beings who reside in the 24 holy places of this planet, 24 powerful meridian points. And these 24 places contain spiritual beings. They're called dakinis. They're male and female, but dakinis refer to female. In a more contemporary name, we can call them angels. They're actually angels, or in Sanskrit, we call them dakinis. And there are many levels, and they're very helpful for us to gain attainments, to overcome problems. And last but not least is a powerful and enlightened dharma protectors. So the last of this refuge is take refuge in only enlightened dharma protectors. So in this refuge formula is very powerful because we are reciting supplication to our gurus and their gurus, the lineage gurus, to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, in all the yidams, in all the dakinis and dharma protectors. So we are not supplicating one enlightened being. We are supplicating all enlightened beings that exist in existence. So therefore, when we recite this from our heart, with our hands folded, with our aspirations inside our hand, meaning when we fold our hands in the Tibetan tradition, we never have an empty palm. We have a palm that's filled. Empty palm is considered inauspicious. So in the Tibetan tradition, we have a palm filled with our thumb. The thumb represents a wish-fulfilling jewel. That wish-fulfilling jewel is to be protected, to be watched, and to be guided by the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, and deities in this life and all future lives. When we hold it at our heart level, it comes from our heart directly. So we supplicate the Buddhas, you are our gurus, you are our yidams, etc., etc. 3 times. As we say it 3 times, is a commitment from us that we only submit to enlightened beings. We do not worship or submit or go along with evil beings or malevolent beings or beings that are harmful or beings that look pleasant but in the end they're quite harmful. So in Buddhism, no one ever submits or prays to or takes refuge or goes near malevolent beings or negative beings or harmful beings. And although some of them can help us immediately, in the long run, they're quite damaging. So therefore, it's a supplication to the Buddhas. By supplicating the Buddhas, 2 things happen. One is we actually make a physical connection. We actually make a physical connection to the 3 jewels. How do we make a physical connection? Is when we supplicate them from our heart. Then we are invoking them to bless us, to help us, to assist us, and to bring us to their level. So therefore, when we supplicate the Buddhas, it is a direct affinity we are making with the Buddhas. People always say, oh, if I have this, I have affinity. If I'm meeting this, I have affinity. If I can meet a guru, I have affinity. If I can meet my yidam, I can have affinity. If I can practice the dharma, I can have affinity. If I can have good things, wealth, and position, then it's because of good affinity. Yes, Chinese people believe that in order to have something, or to do something, or to come across something positive, we must have affinity. Or in Mandarin, I think you call it yuan. So affinity is definitely believed in the Buddhist principle. The Buddhist principle of affinity means to have the luck or the fortune to obtain something, or meet someone, or to do something. That is very good, but we need to go one step deeper. We need to have the affinity. How to have the affinity? We must create the affinity. How to create the affinity? We must do something physical, or mental, or verbal toward the Buddhas. So when we do something physical, mental, and verbal toward the Buddhas, we create the affinity. So instead of sitting out at home, waiting for affinity, hoping to have affinity, hoping to have good luck, hoping to have wealth, hoping to have fortune, hoping to have removal of obstacles, hoping to be protected, hoping to have a long life, hoping for freedom. Instead of hoping and waiting in your home, you can create it. How can you create affinity? You can create affinity by the power of your aspiration, by the power of your prayers, by the object that you supplicate. The object that you supplicate is very, very important. If we're supplicating a tree, I don't think we'll be making much affinity. If we're supplicating a Rolex watch, I don't think we'll be making much affinity. But if we supplicate the Buddha, or Bodhisattvas such as Kuan Yin, or Wensu Posa such as Manjushri, or Lama Tsongkhapa, or we supplicate Zambala, whatever those deities represent, we will create that affinity. So if we supplicate Lama Tsongkhapa, we will find harmony in our family. We will find harmony in our environment. We will find harmony between us and our children and our parents, harmony between our friends, harmony in our neighborhood, harmony in our area. Lama Tsongkhapa is the main Buddha for creating very powerful harmony. Very, very powerful. Also, afflictive diseases, mental diseases, depression. The biggest scourge of the 21st century, the biggest scourge is depression. Lack of happiness due to depression. Anxiousness, claustrophobia, feeling tight or closed in, feeling trapped, feeling like no hope, feeling down about ourselves, or having very low self-esteem, and hiding the low self-esteem by anger, hiding the low self-esteem by cover, hiding our low self-esteem by being rude and mean and not nice to other people. This is the biggest affliction of the 21st century. Why? Last time people would supplicate the Buddhas, such as Tara. For those of you who might not know Tara, she's the beautiful female Buddha sitting over there. Last time people would supplicate Tara to free them from wild elephants. Because wild elephants and jungles are very frightening for people who live in the past. And snakes, and bandits and robbers. Water, being drowned in water or fire. Those kind of fears we don't have anymore. If there's a fire, last time, people immediately pray to Tara, help. And many things will happen, miraculous things will happen. These days, if there's a fire, people get the fire extinguisher. In fact, maybe a little more quicker. Last time, if you see a wild elephant, you can get inside your Jeep and go out very quickly. Last time, no Jeep. This time got Jeep. So don't need to pray to Tara. But now, we have electricity. We have comfortable house. We have amenities. We have running water. We have everything we need to live very well and to be very, very happy. Yet, physically, we are very comfortable. Free from mosquitoes, we wear nice clothes, everything's convenient, everything's easy. But mentally, we have more stress, more depression, more worry, more anxiety. So to counter this, a very good practice is Lama Tsongkhapa. So Lama Tsongkhapa, I find it a very wonderful Buddha for the Kali Yuga age or for the modern 21st century. Why? Modern 21st century people suffer tremendously from what? Internal difficulties, internal problems, internal obstacles, and difficulties and unhappiness that arise from internal, not so much external anymore. Last time, very, very much external. So therefore, 21st century problems for young people. We find huge cases of young people committing suicide. Tragic. Huge. Why? Everything's supposed to be easy. Everything's supposed to be wonderful. Everything's supposed to be very nice. So why are suicide cases on the rise? Therefore, depression, feeling claustrophobia, feeling of closed in, no hope, tight. Lama Tsongkhapa is supreme. When we do meditations on Lama Tsongkhapa, when we do Lama Tsongkhapa's mantra, we are invoking the very deities, the very enlightened energies, and the very enlightened power that counter mental afflictions. When we invoke Lama Tsongkhapa, we are invoking, listen very carefully. When we invoke Lama Tsongkhapa, we are invoking the energies that directly counter mental illness, mental unhappiness, depression, and strife. Let me repeat again. To hear that, we require lots of merit. Even to hear it, we require lots of merit. I'm not kidding. To hear it, we require a lot of merit. A lot. Many obstacles and distractions come. To counter modern problems and difficulties. Modern. And the modern problems and difficulties is what? Pressure, depression, anxiety, fear, lack of self-worth, feeling we are not worth something. And then from feeling the lack of self-worth, we create tremendous problems for people around us. Tremendous. We are afraid to take commitments. Why? Because deep down inside, we know that we have not proven ourselves to others and ourselves in the past. And we have failed in many items and many endeavors. So therefore, we're very scared to take commitments. And in fear of our lack of self-worth, we also try to make ourselves very beautiful. We try to make our appearance very beautiful. And we focus, making ourselves beautiful, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. But to focus only on external beauty and to spend our time and energy and resources on only external beauty and not developing the inner beauty is a clear sign of lacking self-worth. Clear sign. Why? Because we wish to attract other people's attention. We wish to attract other people's love. We wish to attract other people's blessing and approval. So we focus very much on external appearance. But if people try to get close, or people try to ask us for more, or tries to request us to do more, we say no. Why do we say no? Because we don't have a feeling of self-worth inside of us. Why don't we have a feeling of self-worth inside of us? It could be environmental, something that's been planted in our brain when we're very young. It could be that we come from a very good family, so we've never been pressed or forced to do anything of value. Everything's been taken care of for us, and therefore we're very afraid to leave that protection circle. It can also be that we have tried many things in the past, and due to lack of effort, we have failed. So there are many, many factors that contribute to our lack of worth. Our lack of worth, listen carefully, our lack of worth does not mean we have no worth. Does not mean that. If we ourselves believe that we have no worth, then we would not do anything to attract anybody. We wouldn't even concentrate on grooming ourselves. Would even concentrate on cleaning ourselves. Would even concentrate on making money. We wouldn't concentrate on having a nice car. We wouldn't concentrate on that. Let me say something quite rude. But those of you who know me for the last 15 years, it's going to be quite mild. But for you new people, you're going to say, why does a Rinpoche from Tibet talk like that? What should a Rinpoche from Tibet talk like? What should a Rinpoche from Tibet act like or look like? You have your own projections. So don't project your projections on me. I am what I am. Somebody else famous said that too on Mount Sinai, but never mind. Now, you know how in school or in high school, or you know how you go around and you see men, you see these flashy, beautiful cars, shiny, maybe convertible, or they have big mufflers, they make a lot of sounds, the windows go up and down, even the windows are tinted. And don't you always see these cars stopping at the red light, and you see the passenger inside whistling at the girl next to him, parked at the car next, or they pull up in curves, or they pull up in discos, they pull up in places where they can be seen. And these cars are so flashy and shiny and beautiful and wonderful. And all the girls turn around and look. All of them look. And then when you look inside, what does the guy look like? Have you ever seen that? What does a guy inside look like? Usually scary. Usually frightening. Usually someone that if you saw them walking up and down the street, you don't see them. But when they come up in this flashy, bright car, all the pretty girls turn around and look. And all the pretty girls whisper. Even the not so pretty girls whisper. And even some of the boys whisper. In our group, many boys whisper. Why is that? Now, guys who have it, they don't need big shiny cars. They don't need big, loud, roaring engines to get what they want. They just walk down the street and everybody looks. So what's my point? My point is, if we actually didn't care about ourselves, if we actually felt that we are totally worthless, we wouldn't engage in anything that makes us look good at all whatsoever. So my point is, when we feel self-worthlessness, or we feel we're not worth something, when we feel that, it is not the end of the world. It does not mean we don't have worth, because innately, we are trying to get worth or develop worth. Then what about girls? Okay, let's be very fair. What about the girls? How much time do they spend getting their hairs done? How much money? Nobody's looking at Crystal. How much time and money do they spend getting their hairs done? How much time? How much? And if one slight wind blows, they freeze. Because one single hair moved. And then, do you think that women can live without mirrors? I'm not a woman, but I can. Do you think that women can actually live without a mirror? Have you ever seen a normal, sane, not retarded woman walk by a mirror and not look? Have you seen? And how much makeup do they put? How much? How much effort do they? Hours and hours and hours of makeup. Cannot go in the sun. Need 2 umbrellas, protection. And then neck down, you know the kind of things that women do to their bodies to make themselves attract. What does that mean? Some women do that. Some women do that because they don't feel self-worth inside. Some women do that for other reasons. There are many, many reasons. Not all women who do that mean they don't have self-worth. My point is, it is clear evidence that we all do feel something inside that we want self-worth. But my point is, when we try to get self-worth through exterior material methods, it is like drinking salt water. We get thirsty again and again and again. If we use internal methods to get self-worth, internal, methods to get self-worth, then it will be lasting. Very, very lasting. Example, if you build a house with strong foundations, no matter what you do, the walls will be very strong and not crack. If the foundation is not strong, if you build the walls, it'll crack. No matter how much you patch it up again and again and again, the walls will crack again and again and again. Therefore, to build from inside out is tantamount to happiness. Tantamount to happiness meaning what? It is a necessity for happiness.